Today for social studies, we're back at looking at disasters that happen in South Carolina. So today you have two articles to read. So we're going to read both of these together, and then you have 4 questions to answer and to think about as you are reading. So today we are reading about natural disasters in South Carolina. I'm going to read the first article, this pink one, natural disasters, and then I will move over to what can we do. Natural disasters. 2 of the biggest natural disasters South Carolina faces are hurricanes and tornadoes. Hurricanes form over the ocean because of warm ocean water and wind. Hurricanes usually get weaker the farther inland they move. That's because there is less warm water to fuel the storm. However, they can still affect places over 100 miles inland. So, a hurricane forms over the water. So, if you ever look on a map when there's a weather alert and it says that a hurricane is headed towards us, and you can kind of see it right here. You see all the blue? That's the ocean. A hurricane cannot form on land because then it would be a tornado. A hurricane needs the warm ocean water to help form it, to get it really going. And that warm water and the wind makes it into a spiral. You can see there's like a little eye. It's called the eye of the storm right there, and that's the center of the storm. And so as the hurricane, it moves over the ocean. It'll sometimes hit land, and sometimes hurricanes never hit land. And so when it hits land, it still has a lot of power because it's been building up and building up and building up over the ocean. But as soon as it hits land, it starts to weaken slowly but surely until eventually it dies down. These hazards cause flooding and damage to property. The coastal region is most likely to be affected by hurricanes. Storm surges can cause flooding from the beaches. Heavy rains and winds can also cause flooding and damage to buildings. Further inland, hurricanes can cause tornadoes to form. Both of these can cause much damage. Power lines and trees can get blown down by strong winds. Winds can also break windows and blow debris into the air. It is important to have a plan to stay safe during these hazards. So here's our picture of our hurricane, and now here's our picture of our tornado. A tornado is also formed by wind, but it is formed over land. So it can pick up dirt, it can pick up trees. We've talked a bit about what tornadoes can do in science earlier this year. So think about some of the things that we learned about tornadoes then. It kind of looks like a funnel. Think about if that's an elephant's trunk, it kind of looks like that. It's a funnel, and so it has a hole down here and a hole up top, and that's how it's able to suck things into it. So hurricanes form over water, tornadoes form over land. What can we do? Because of the threat of the natural disasters, it is a good idea to take safety precautions ahead of time. In school, you may have drills that teach you what to do during one of these events. When these disasters happen, it is important that you have an evacuation plan. Sometimes in a disaster, people are required to evacuate their homes. During a hurricane, for example, people will either go to a shelter or further inland away from the storm. People who travel inland have to be alert for road hazards, like washed out roads and downed power lines. Bad weather may still be present. The roads may be crowded with other vehicles. Listen to the radio or watch the news for important information. Planning ahead and following instructions will help keep you safe. So think about one of your questions asks you, what does it mean when people are asked to evacuate? So think about what we just read here. When people are told to evacuate their homes, what do they do? Do they stay in their homes? Do they leave? Do they make a plan? What are some of the things that someone has to do if they're told to evacuate? So go ahead and think about your questions for today. Go ahead and reread them if you need to, or listen to this again to help you think through those questions. And then we'll be back tomorrow for the next article.